Hello and welcome to another challenge. We're still in the blue teaming section. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, what's the challenge for today? McPayroll is processing the bonuses for all the hardworking elves. One of the elves has sent McPayroll a file that they are claiming contains their updated payment information. The only problem is that she doesn't recognize the elf. Could this be a sneaky attack from Grinch Enterprises to cause more havoc? Analyze the file to see if you can determine whether it's malicious or not. So, McPayroll provides this file to McSkitty, who is a member of the security team. McSkitty, a wise elf, who is a wise elf. She analyzes the file in a sandbox environment. She fires up her Remux VM to take a look at the suspicious file. She unzips the archive and saw that there was a folder named samples and a file named test file in the zipped archive. She copied these files over to her desktop to begin the analysis. So let me start the machine. Okay, because we're going to be using the attack box. And what are we going to be doing? So we're going to be learning about file type, regardless of a file extension, strings, calculate a hash, and virus total to perform preliminary analysis of a suspicious file. So McSkitty starts by running the file command. This command is a Linux utility that helps determine a given file's file type, regardless of the file extension the file may have. McSkitty understands that malware authors sometimes use misleading file extensions, so she verifies the file type as the first step. So this is the syntax that we will use. And then we can learn more about the file command using file dash dash help or man file, and man is manual in Linux. So here's a screenshot of the output. It says it's executable for Windows. It's a Windows executable. So it seems like McSkitty's suspicions were correct. So we need to gather more information about the files. So next, McSkitty uses the string command, which is a Linux utility. And this extracts and prints the printable characters, sequences from a given file, or what's also known as strings. Knowing what strings are present in a file can often provide interesting information about the file. Specifically for executable files, the string utility can give pointers to the different functions called by the executable file, any IP addresses or domain names, URLs, etc., which might help in further analysis. So with that, we can use strings and a strings file name. And then you can learn more with strings dash dash help or man strings. So it's strings file name. And then redirecting the output to a file strings output. And we see the first line says this program cannot be run in DOS mode. This is part of the DOS stub of a Windows executable. McSkitty was a little confused when looking at this file as it contains a lot of gibberish. However, she kept scrolling until she was rewarded with some interesting strings. And we can see here, we see SSH. Okay. She starts to get an idea of what the evil elves' intentions were with the malware. She can see the reference to SSH, session, message, and disconnect, which hints that this executable might be trying to establish some kind of an SSH connection to send a message or file. Next, virus total Even though this functionality could be used in a non-malicious program, McSkitty was unwilling to take any chances. Therefore, McSkitty decided to upload the file to VirusTotal. VirusTotal is a website that will scan files, URLs, IP addresses, domains, or a file hash you provide using 60 plus different antivirus software products and displays a summary of their results. So McSkitty does that. The program MD5 sum prints the MD5 hash of a file. So she puts that in the virus total because that's what you need. And after she does that, her suspicions are confirmed because she can see that the virus total comes back as this is malicious. So every classification has been marked as malicious, and we can see that here. It picked up. 48 of the security vendors have marked this as malicious. And on the details tab, she can see the hashes of the file, its submission history with virus total, and the different properties of the file. So then drilling down, the relations tab explains the relations between the malware and the different domains, IP addresses, and files that are associated with it, and their virus total scores if applicable. And the behavior tab shows the different activities performed by the malware based on a few different behavioral engines. And the community tab contains community member posts and what their view on the malware is. Now, after looking at this information, McSkitty was certain that this particular file in the package was malicious. Okay, we're logged in, and now we need to help McSkitty answer some following questions. Okay, we need to open. Okay. We're going to, we open this twice. We need to use. Okay. Because we need to navigate and we need to use the strings on the test file. And then this is the output here. And this is the EICAR. So this is definitely malicious. Check the file, test file. Yep, EICAR, just like I thought. And you use EICAR, so I worked as a penetrations tester, so you would use this one liner, and so what you would do, what has been done in industry is you would save this in like a text file or just any file that's acceptable for uploads, and then you would try to upload the file. And essentially what should happen is when you try to upload the file, it should be blocked because the file should realize that this is a virus. But in some instances, if this goes through and the file is able to, if your file is able to upload, that's a finding. So once I saw this, I knew it was the EICAR because I've seen this before. So and calculate the file's hash and search for it on virus total. When was the first file seen in the wild? MD5 sum test file. Okay. Oh, sorry, everyone. I should have opened that as a new tab. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, it's still there. Good. Okay, and we have a file hash. So let me do that. Okay, so this is definitely malicious. And when we're looking for when was the first time it was seen in the wild? 10/17, October 17th, 2005. On the virus totals detection tab, what is the classification assigned to the file by Microsoft? Okay, classification on the details. Okay, we see that. Okay, between the malware associated with it, behavior. So is it under behavior? No. Okay, I'll come back to that. Go to this link to learn more about this file and what it's used for. What were the first two names of this file? Uh, Ducklin.htm or the file has 68 characters in the start known as the known string. It can be appended with whitespace up to a limited number of characters. What is the maximum number of characters that can be in the file? Okay. Let's see. Maximum. Okay, it's not there. Okay. So it could easy with the regular text editor, that's what I was saying. Okay. Should detect it in any file providing that the file starts with the following 68 characters and is exactly 68 bytes long. The first 68 characters is the known string, so it cannot exceed 128 characters. Okay, so on virus totals detection tab, what is the classification assigned to the file by Microsoft? Oh, that was the first one. Wow. Okay. Make sure you read people. I didn't see that tab after a while. Okay, and we're done. So I this was a fun challenge. I really haven't used Blue Team a lot. I've usually stayed more so on the offensive side. So this was pretty cool. I have used ECAR before, so I was like, okay. Um, I didn't know the origins of the file and that it could you can add more characters to it. I just saw the 68 and just assumed it had to be that. So that was a nice history lesson and learning more about virus total. So I hope excuse me, I hope that you have learned something in this challenge and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.